Hello friends, in this video we are going to see what are emergency funds, how to set up emergency funds, and what is the need for emergency funds. So what does emergency mean? First of all, let's discuss this. Emergency means that something which you have not planned for, right? Emergency funds, why are they required in the first place? So emergency funds are required to deal with any emergencies that may happen in your life. What can be an emergency now? It can be a medical issue, it can be a financial loss, it can be a job loss, it can be anything that you have not planned for. So why do we need funds for emergency then? So if you see, if you have a medical emergency, you need funds for the hospital, for paying the hospital bills. The bills are huge these days in the market. Even if you have a health insurance and some disease comes up which is not covered in part of your health insurance, then you need an emergency fund. Now next comes like if you have a job loss. If you're working in a job in a corporate company and you have faced a job loss, so you need emergency funds to sustain your family for the period of time that you get a new job, right? So this has to be done. So the need for emergency funds is basically because we have to plan for these emergencies which may happen at any point of time. So how much emergency funds do we need? So it is, as a benchmark, it is good to have at least 6 months of your expenses as your emergency funds, because in 6 months you can at least make up some things, you can get a job, you can do some things, and you can get up to that speed and get the money that is required. So your family doesn't suffer because you don't have a job at that time, or you're facing a medical emergency, your family member needs the money that time, so you can pay off those bills using these emergency funds. Now the next question comes like where to park these emergency funds. So best way to park these emergency funds is into a liquid mutual fund, or park it into a fixed deposit, or keep it in a bank account. 3 options are there. So part of it you can park it in liquid mutual funds, part of it you can park it in FD, part of it you can park it in savings bank account. Savings bank account, why is it so? Though savings bank account gives the least amount of interest, but this money is for emergency and it is easily accessible. So easy access is the need for emergency. Whenever there is an emergency, we need ease of access to our money. So that's why keep some money in the savings bank account. Whenever the emergency comes, you can withdraw that money from the bank account. Second point comes from our FD. So why do FD? Why I'm talking about FD? So FD may give lower returns than the market. You may invest in the stock market and get more returns, but there is no guaranteed return is not there, and money is not completely safe. So FD comes where it is a fixed deposit, it is guaranteed by the bank. Up to 5 lakhs is guaranteed by DICGC. So there is a deposit guarantee scheme that is by the RBI. So 5 lakh rupees is you are guaranteed. Even if the bank goes bankrupt, you will get for 5 lakhs at some point of time back. So that FD is safe. It is a safe asset, like we can say. So we need safe assets because we are planning for emergency. We need the money, and there is liquidity as well. You can break the FD and get the money. Okay. Next, third part of talked about is liquid mutual funds. Liquid mutual funds are funds which provide liquidity. They are liquid, you can get the money. There are some funds which also allow you to insta redeem the money. Up to 50,000 you can insta redeem, and the rest of the thing will comes in a day or two. So that's there that you can use it for any emergency. So these are different types of funds that we can park our money into for emergencies. So what should be the ratio for it? So you can park either into 50% into liquid mutual funds, 50% into FD, or keep some 10% into savings bank account. Suppose you need 3 lakh rupees as your 6 months of expenses. The per month expense is 50,000 rupees. So 6 months will be 3 lakh rupees. So out of 3 lakh rupees, 30,000 is in a bank account, separate bank account. Okay. So this is in your separate bank account, 30,000 rupees. Then you have your liquid mutual funds that can be 50%, 1.5 lakhs. There can be your FD. You can have 2 FDs, and you'll have to break it at the time. So you may lose some interest, but that's fine because it's an emergency, right? So you won't be thinking about the interest part that time. So just break that FD and get the money for that. Okay. And also you can also use a credit card. You know what's the use of credit card? We always keep shopping with our credit cards, but the credit card is not just meant for shopping. It's meant for planning your emergencies. Yeah. When you don't have money, but you want to spend the money, you need to use the money that time. Yeah, so use the credit card wisely, pay your bills on time. So this time you use the credit card in an emergency, you can withdraw the money from FD or liquid mutual funds, and you can pay back your credit card bill through that. So that's the use of credit card in the case of an emergency. So this is how we discussed how to plan emergency funds, and let's meet in the next video.